So here's today's ADHD stream of consciousness. After watching a video where a creator, I believe his name is Marco J. Williams. Anyway, he posed a question. You ever wonder why Iran hates the U.S. so much? And then proceeds to answer with, because our government made them hate us. He then goes on to explain that they were on a democratic path till the United States conspired with Britain to interrupt that, yada, 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 keep control and access to their oil. I have the video tagged below if you're watching this video on TikTok, and if you're watching this video on that Blue Hellscape app, then I probably played the video before this one. Anyway, it's one of many videos that I've watched where we learn that America is not very truthful about who it deems enemies. One of my favorite things about the internet is seeing America through the eyes of its so-called enemies. Because I learned back in college that everything we ever learned about why America is so great is always a lie. And the best way to expose the lie is to actually listen to the people who are being lied on. Of course, being black also taught me this, because that's literally our lived experience here in America, because, hello, slavery. America's always had a terrible track record when it comes to communities of the melanated majority, because colonizers are going to colonize, and the colonizers here never stopped colonizing. You know how they used to say the sun never sets on the British Empire? Well, the founders of this American corporation came from that same British Empire, so they pretty much just kept empiring. I don't know why they didn't just name this country Little Brit, or I don't know, New Britain, or Britain 2.0, or I don't know, some other original name like they did with the States. Hello, New England. The empire didn't stop. It pretty much just evolved. Kind of like how slavery never went away. It too just evolved into the prison system. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. I'm going to try to not be too ADHD and maybe stay on one track. The empire didn't stop empiring, it just evolved. Or maybe a better way to put it, like in this case, is that it had a child. A terrible, spoiled, reckless, self-centered, and selfish child. A child who has seen all of its parents' antics and said, I can do that, and worse. And then stood 10 toes down on the worst of it all. I implore you to learn the history of any country America deems terrorist, and you will find they have every reason to feel how they feel about America. You will find that a lot of these countries' attacks, I'm doing the air quotes, you just can't see me, are actually retaliation. But if our media actually use the word retaliation, then the people consuming the media might infer that said country is defending themselves. Then the people might further infer that if they are indeed defending themselves, then who are they defending themselves from? Then the people might come to the realization that the answer is always us. It's always us. You know how like everybody has an Independence Day except Britain? There's no Independence Day in England because we're all celebrating our independence from them. Yeah, America has that same kind of issue. The folks don't be just attacking. They be retaliating and defending themselves from us. So yeah, the people might draw the conclusion that, they wouldn't have to defend themselves from us if we just, left them alone. And then the people won't want to fund an unnecessary war with their tax dollars. So instead of using the word retaliation, they always use the word attack. So that we, the people consuming this media, will fear for our lives and will tolerate a war being fought for our protection. And we wouldn't be wrong to fear for our lives. We should, but not from those countries defending themselves. We should fear for our lives from a government that keeps putting us in danger and putting us in harm's way. The call is coming from inside the house. The White House. It always was. It always is. Especially when you follow the money.